Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to F.E.A.R. Let's resume the game here. So, it's turned into one just long level, for lack of a better term. We just get into certain places and maybe get a cutscene, of which there really isn't too much happening there. And then we have a collection of encounters. Seems like we're going to do a bit more verticality in this one. Seems like people are retreating. Let me just ask this question.
He deserved to die.
Alright.
They all deserve to die.
So, Paxton Fettel is the guy we're looking for, and Alma is just kind of being teased around the edges. Frankly, she didn't need to be in this story at all, and it makes me feel like this Extraction Point DLC is longer than I thought it would be. We're on to like the 4th level. And just, unless this is the final boss fight, it feels like they should have built up Paxton as the main bad guy.
Explosion in the harbor this evening may not have been an accident. We have learned that evidence of a fierce gun battle has been found by police investigators. Several bodies were recovered from the scene with bullet and shrapnel wounds. So far, no one is commenting on exactly what happened here or why.
So, police still exist, and the F.E.A.R team and the military team that we're working with, don't seem to be telling the police what's going on. A lot of noises happening. Alright, so there's a thing down here. So how do we sneak through these bodies to get where we want to go? Like, you're not gonna crawl through this. So unless I get some special ability that lets me possess. Let's see. Yeah. Can't do anything there. So unless I get some kind of special ability that would let me possess rats, which is questionable whether that's going to happen in this game. Here we have cameras slowly panning and tilting back and forth, and we see there's another path up there. Alright. There's a lot of branching paths that we keep running into. And a lot of weirdness. I can't shoot my way through these windows and jump. Now we've just got more spooky ghost things. Different kinds of phones.
First message from Ian Hives. Hi, Bill. It's Ian Hives. Look, I just got your email. I wish I could give you some more background on this, but it's strictly need to know. Hell, I don't even know what all this is for. For now, look, just focus on the specific contaminants in the task summary. Maybe I can fill you in a little more once we've completed the survey. End of messages.
So it almost seems like maybe they help us keep this room clean. It seems like maybe the people that worked here in particular did something to contaminate the water, and by contaminating the water, maybe they contaminated it with the essence of Alma, and that's why she's running around. Although it kind of feels like she could be just anywhere she wants to be. It has a lot of feel like the, what is that anime? It's very popular, Akira anime type character, as far as a super powerful psychic character. So I don't know if we're chasing ghosts or what. They actually address an interesting issue in this game. Somebody was hired to make like a Rooster Teeth addendum comic book or something, and it was called like people acting totally, something along the lines of people acting totally normal when crazy things are occurring. And that's certainly the case here for our characters. Like, he's straight up a sociopath. He is not showing any emotion or reaction whatsoever to seeing multiple hallucinations, which either implies he hallucinates all the time to the point where it's become normal and he can no longer even recognize reality from hallucinations as being a different state of perception, or he just doesn't care. I don't know which way to go even. Do we follow the lights, or did we come from the lights? I think we're supposed to go this way.
There's something in the water.
Yeah, so there's something in the water, but it's not like we can see the water. Is the water causing hallucinations, and is Alma just a shared delusion? That'd be hard to believe. It would really ruin the trilogy if she's not real. We're definitely getting more cutscenes and hallucinations now.
Come on, make a push.
So yeah, we've got another cutscene. Bloody feet and blood here. They obviously did something. Walls feel like they're getting a little bit bloodier, and fire now instead of the baby and the birthing scene. They obviously did something that would have been like genetic engineering or magical engineering. Some kind of manipulation of her during her birth. She's so young that really wouldn't work. So you don't go anywhere in these cutscenes. They're getting a little bit spookier, but boy do you run into a problem of just age on this. Like this 15 years ago, maybe a bit scary. But there's no timelessness here. Like, if I was to go and watch, like, Return of the Living Dead, for instance, that would still probably be a pretty spooky, scary movie. If I was to go watch The Blob, that's pretty much a joke movie because the graphics just look so so dated. This feels a lot more like the Blob than it does
Where is she?
Night of the Living Dead. And frankly, Night of the Living Dead is probably starting to look a little too unrealistic also. So this guy seems like he only cares about finding Alma, and he is torturing a lot of people.
Alma. If Vettel finds her. Origin.
What are we talking about? Who's Alma and what's origin? All right, buddy, get moving. Vettel's got to be close.
So saving checkpoint. So these guys are... So I've got this really strong... Let's go and throw a grenade that way. I've got this really strong gun. And people are... They turned out the lights on me. Let's throw that over there. There's... I don't think I have any more grenades, so I've probably wasted my grenades. Now, we should keep a bit of an idea on our health. So let's heal, pick up a health, pick up some armor. We're getting more of these larger combat sections. Which is something, I guess. They're trying to make the game more of a thing, more of a challenge. Of course, playing on easy, I'm having a hard time shooting all these people. Let's see. Backed up to a wall. You really are missing, well, I am missing out on some stuff here, for sure. Like, the fact that I can't switch guns without playing this with keyboard. I don't know how I would play this with keyboard either, though. There's so many buttons that are just not standard. I don't think it would be very realistic, even if I was playing mouse and keyboard. I'd have to map a bunch of stuff. Perhaps if I was playing with the... Looks like there's a gas leak over there, or some kind of visual glitch. It's not starting on fire. Let's see. Well, I got rid of the handguns. Which is probably a mistake, but whatever. Yeah, what am I seeing here? Be sure to quick save often. Okay. Just kind of wait for these guys to all kind of get in one place. I'm just waiting until I get a beat on these guys, and then if I can hit them, I'm gonna hit them. With this strong gun in particular. This is taking too long. I don't know if that hit anybody. So we're getting a count. Alright, where's the other guy? One more guy. So that wasn't as good. No, actually that was better, because that used considerably less bullets, although it used about the same amount of grenades. And I assume that they don't want me to be able to jump up to all of this. Come on. So dusty. I could be looking right at the guy and I wouldn't be able to see him. There we go. Feels like the 2 times I've actually died so far in this game have been dumb actions on my part. It still feels rather crazy that the main way to kill some of these guys is still the easiest way to kill these guys is just to run up to them and hit them. Didn't do anything. Blowing that up didn't do anything other than light the air up and maybe block a path. Again, I don't think this is all about platforming. Like, maybe if you ran and jumped, you could get that. Alright. I need to pick up this. So I need to do this. Which drops my handguns. And then this goes back that way. And then this. Which one of these is the way you're supposed to go? Is there anything hidden under here? No. This is darker, so I assume this is where they want me to go.
Flashlight. I'll check it out. Copy.
Seemed like all their AI was programmed very poorly there. Or they were all stuck on top of each other. Perhaps. Pretty sure this guy's still around. But there's enough things around here to run around and hide from. I can't pick up that health pack on the other side of this door. Well, interesting. Oh well. Doesn't really matter. There's another one over here. Now, a while ago, I wouldn't say particularly recently, I played some of the old Star Wars games, and there was a specific series of them that were very vertical first-person shooter platforming games. It looks like there's something up there. And boy, could I just not figure out where to go in that layout. It was just really a nightmare scenario. Let's see. I think I'm supposed to jump down. I fear that we're starting to run into that same scenario where there are either sections that can't be reached easily or can't be reached at all, or the levels are just getting into actual branching paths, and the problems that go with that, particularly when you're playing a first-person shooter. Boy, does his neck just, when they get hit, with the attack that their necks just kind of bend. Wow, so we did go full circle. We went full circle, and I guess that's alright. The real question is, how far back do I go to kill that guy? Or did he somehow run around me? Or do these people just disappear? Wouldn't be surprised if they just disappear and reappear on whims. Honestly, that would have been a smart move in the development of this game, is to say that these guys just appear and disappear, and then you shoot them and then they just turn into ghosts, and it's just a hallucination or a ghost of some sort that can hurt you. So you do have to shoot them. You just don't have to. This is just a monster closet. Guess they want me going this way. Slippery when wet. It feels a little bit like Portal. Portal 1 when you get to the end. So now we're on another level, but it's still Intervale 03, and we've been on Intervale 03 for an hour and a half now. Paxton Fennel and Replica forces are continuing organized withdrawal from the South River wastewater treatment plant after locating another Fethel's victims. F.E.A.R operative neutralized Replica near guard units and is continuing to pursue retreating enemy forces. Top priority is to eliminate Paxton Fennel. One of these days I'm going to have to get around to playing Half-Life, and I heavily suspect Half-Life is going to be very much like this. Although, in all fairness, Half-Life will have the Half-Life engine, it'll have you playing with a crowbar, it'll have head crabs and aliens too, and some wacky guns. Whereas, so far all we've seen here is some creepy cutscenes that really don't threaten your life after that first one. So as long as you're not actually afraid of them, which 15-year-old CGI is not, it's kind of hard to be afraid of them. You just kind of ignore them. They're just the cutscenes of the game. So this would be a game that maybe you'd probably want to remaster the entire F.E.A.R series, is what I would say, but you could probably cut all of the cutscenes down together and merge them into just a 2-hour movie, and you already would have had the scripting and the writing and the angles of the image that you would want done. So I wouldn't say really half of the production, but a lot of the pre-production for making a movie would be fine. If you use the same assets, it would look kind of old, but if you hire an animation team, turn it into an anime, I wouldn't be surprised if there is actually a F.E.A.R anime out there already. But particularly when they would have been trying to sell F.E.A.R 2, they probably would have had to struggle to get new people to want to play this game. Although there is that other problem, is a lot of people just don't like scary things. So if you tell them it's scary in any way, let's go ahead and click this. If you show...
The brass wants me to send in more men, which I'm reluctant to do until I know what we're dealing with in there. My orders are to secure this guy Fennel. Getting rid of him will break his telepathic link to the soldiers. Once they no longer have an objective, they should shut down.
They're reminding you.
Tell you what, can you spare a chopper? We're seeing what looks like a full-scale withdrawal. My gut tells me Fennel's on his way to Armacan, so maybe we can help each other out. Can do.
So I'm not even in Armacam, apparently. Yeah, the problem you have is a lot of people. I would say 50% of people just don't like spooky, scary things at all. If you tell them it's scary, they don't want to watch it. They don't want to play the game. So, unlike something like Call of Duty, where it would be a military first-person shooter without the scariness, this loses a significant percentage of the audience just by being a game called F.E.A.R, which is bad branding in general, but it's a dumb name. Video games have dumb names. But it definitely loses audience by being called F.E.A.R. It definitely loses audience because it has a creepy girl that looks like the girl from The Ring. It definitely loses audience on the other side of horror fans that don't want to play first-person military shooters. Yeah, there's probably a lot of that. So if I was going to remaster F.E.A.R as a series, I would really have to question, do you just take all the shooting out completely? And do you just make this a horror walking simulator game or a horror adventure game? Or do you have to double down on the first-person shooting mechanics and make it a one of the best shooters ever, which would be hard to do in modern time, frankly. I don't think WB or Monolith really want to spend the money there. In a weird way, since WB is kind of the parent company of Monolith, and they've failed to establish any kind of foothold in first-person shooter games. When you see like Shadow of Mordor, not a first-person shooter. When you look at all the Lego games that is under the subsidiary of TT Games, none of those are first-person shooters, of course. When you look at the Batman games that get released, none of those are first-person shooter games. There really doesn't seem like there's a team under any of the WB conglomerates that can put something out where you have Activision Blizzard, who has a team that can make a Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You have EA making Battlefield and Battlefront games, which I guess are somewhat first-person shooters, even though they're set in the Star Wars universe. Ubisoft, I'm sure, has something somewhat similar, although maybe Ubisoft is out of that field also. And I'm imagining I could probably find another half dozen companies that have some series in the last 10 years at least that have tried to make first-person shooters. You have Gearbox and 2K with the Borderlands series, and then also I guess they kind of have the People Can Fly game, which I forget the name of that. There was also a first-person shooter. The People Can Fly game that was just recently republished by Gearbox Publishing, Bulletstorm is the name of it. It has a time slowdown mechanic. It is an adventure game and action comedy game with first-person shooting on a narrow path. A lot like this without the horror. And being a much more modern game and a much more experimental game, it has a lot more features and abilities than what our character seems to have. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.